Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something pretty essential for almost everyone now, understanding our computers.
Mm,
Whether it's for work, school, or, just streaming videos, knowing a bit about the terms and basic fixes can really help.
absolutely. It's a bit like knowing basic car stuff, isn't it? You don't need to be a full-on mechanic.
Right.
But understanding what's going on under the hood, or maybe just what the dashboard lights mean, can save a lot of headaches.
Exactly. So, our mission for this deep dive is to make that computer jargon a bit less intimidating.
Yeah, make it clear, accessible. We want to pull out the key vocabulary, hardware, software, look at common issues, useful phrases.
Sounds good. We'll cover the essentials like the operating system, Wi-Fi too, and then use a kind of typical dialogue about computer problems to see how it all fits together.
Perfect. So if you've ever felt, let's say, frustrated with your tech, this should be helpful.
Definitely. Where should we start? The basics.
Let's start with the absolute basics. Vocabulary. First up, hardware.
Okay, hardware. That's the physical stuff, right? The parts you can actually, well, touch.
Precisely. Your keyboard, your mouse, the screen, even the box itself and all the components inside, like the processor, the memory sticks. It's all hardware.
Got it. Tangible things.
Exactly. So you might hear someone say, my computer's hardware is a little outdated and it's slowing down. What's that telling you?
It means the actual physical machine, the parts, might be too old or not powerful enough for what they're trying to do now.
Yep, spot on. Like trying to run demanding new games on a 10-year-old computer. The hardware just can't keep up.
Okay, makes sense. So the flip side is software.
Right, software. This is the non-physical part, the programs, the applications, the instructions that run on the hardware.
So like Microsoft Word or a web browser like Chrome or even video games.
Exactly those things. They tell the hardware what tasks to perform.
So if I say, I need to install some new software to help with video editing, what am I really saying?
You're basically adding a new tool, a new set of instructions to your computer specifically for that task, editing video.
It's like giving the hardware a new skill.
That's a great way to think about it.
Yeah.
Now, bridging these two is the operating system. Sounds important.
It does. The OS, like Windows or Mac OS on Macs, right? Or
Alright.
Linux.
The operating system, or OS, is the main fundamental software that manages everything. It controls all the hardware resources, runs all your other software. It's the boss.
The conductor of the orchestra.
Yeah, or the air traffic controller for all the data flying around. It lets the hardware and software talk to each other properly.
So when people talk about updating their OS, like, I'm updating my operating system to the latest version, why is that a big deal?
Well, these updates are often crucial. They don't just add new features, sometimes they do, but they often include really important security fixes.
Ah, so it keeps things safe.
Keeps things safe, keeps things running smoothly.
Hmm.
An outdated OS can be slower and definitely more vulnerable. It's like reinforcing the foundations of your house.
Right, not just a paint job. Okay, one more essential. Wi-Fi. We all use it, but what is it technically?
Good question. Wi-Fi is simply the technology that lets your devices connect to a network, usually the internet, wirelessly. No cables needed.
Uses radio waves, right?
That's right, radio waves, to send and receive data between your device and a router, which is connected to the internet.
So the common cry of, my Wi-Fi connection is really slow today, what's usually going on there?
Could be lots of things, really. Maybe the signal from the router is weak where you are, maybe there's interference from other devices, or maybe just too many people are using the network at once.
Like a traffic jam on the information highway.
Exactly. Or sometimes the issue is further upstream with the internet provider itself, but often it's local, within your home or office.
Okay, those four, hardware, software, operating system, Wi-Fi, are pretty central.
Definitely. Now let's see how they pop up in, a typical chat about computer troubles.
All right, let's imagine person one starts off saying, my computer has been so incredibly slow lately, it's driving me nuts. We've all been there.
Oh yeah. And person two, maybe trying to help,
Yeah.
asks, oh really? Have you checked if your operating system is up to date? Sometimes that helps with performance.
And that's often a good first step, isn't it? Check in the OS updates.
It really is, because as we said, those updates often optimize how the system runs.
Yeah.
They fix inefficiencies.
So person one replies, I haven't actually. Good point. I should try that. I was kind of thinking maybe my computer's hardware is just getting old.
See? They're already thinking about both possibilities, the software side OS and the hardware side.
Which is smart. Start with the easier potential fix, the update.
Exactly. Then person two might add, yeah, it could be the hardware, definitely. But maybe also check for any software updates, for your main programs.
Ah, so not just the OS, but individual apps too, like updating Word or your browser.
Yes, because outdated applications can also slow things down or cause conflicts. Developers release updates for their specific programs to fix bugs and improve how they run.
Right, it's not just one big system, it's lots of interacting parts.
Precisely. And person one says, okay, good idea. Actually, another thing, I've been having trouble with the Wi-Fi too. It keeps dropping out.
The dreaded connection drop. Classic issue.
Super common.
Mhm.
So person two's immediate reaction is often, oh, that's annoying. Have you tried just restarting your router?
The old turn it off and on again trick. Why does that actually work so often?
Well, restarting the router clears its temporary memory and can fix minor software glitches that might have cropped up. It forces it to reestablish a fresh connection to your internet service. Simple, but often effective.
Like giving it a quick reboot.
Exactly. But what if that doesn't work? Person two follows up. If restarting doesn't fix it, it might be worth looking into a new Wi-Fi adapter for your computer.
Okay, so what does that suggest? A hardware issue again.
Yeah, it suggests that the piece of hardware inside the computer responsible for catching the Wi-Fi signal might be faulty, or perhaps just old and not compatible with newer Wi-Fi standards.
Like the computer's antenna isn't working well anymore.
Pretty much. And person one finishes with, okay, great, thanks for the tips. I'll give those things a try.
It's a very typical troubleshooting conversation, isn't it? Covers updates, hardware concerns, connectivity.
It really does. And we can pull out some key phrases from that exchange.
Yeah, let's unpack a few. Like, have you checked if your operating system is up to date? What's useful about phrasing it that way?
Well, it's polite, isn't it? It's a suggestion, not an accusation. It frames updating as just a normal check, a potential solution, rather than saying, you probably haven't updated.
Good point. Less confrontational. What about just check for any software updates?
That's more direct, but still helpful. It's a clear instruction focusing on the individual applications, reminding you that they need maintenance too.
Right. And the absolute classic, maybe you should restart your router. Why is that one so universal?
Because it's easy, requires no technical skill, and honestly, it fixes a surprising number of temporary Wi-Fi glitches. It's the first line of defense for connectivity issues.
The low-hanging fruit of tech support.
You could say that. Okay, so those are useful phrases from the dialogue. Let's add a few more common ones you might hear or need to use.
Good idea. Expand the toolkit.
All right. How about, my computer is frozen. What's happening there?
Yeah, that means everything just stops. The mouse pointer won't move, keyboard does nothing, the screen is stuck. Total paralysis.
Digital paralysis, yes. And the usual immediate fix people try.
I need to restart my computer, often involving holding down the power button, the hard reset.
The hope being that a fresh start will clear whatever caused the freeze up. Sometimes it works, sometimes
Yeah.
not.
Another common one we touched on, my internet connection is really slow.
Yeah, just a general complaint meaning web pages are loading slowly, videos are buffering, things are taking forever online.
Okay, how about sharing stuff? Can you send me the file via email?
Pretty standard request, right? Asking someone to send you a document or picture electronically through email. Basic, but essential.
Definitely. Then there's the slightly more panicked one. I've lost my file.
Yeah, that's the scary one. Means you can't find your documents, photos, whatever data you're looking for. Could be deletion, could be a technical fault.
Which leads directly to the advice. I need to back up my data. Why is this so critical?
Oh, hugely important. Backing up just means making copies of your important files, documents, photos, everything, and storing them somewhere else.
Like on an external hard drive or cloud storage?
Exactly. So if your main computer fails, or you lose files somehow, you have a safe copy. It's your digital insurance policy.
Essential advice. Okay, one more. My computer needs a software upgrade. How's that different from just an update?
Good question. Usually an update is a smaller patch, fixing bugs or security holes in the current version of the software or OS. An upgrade often implies moving to a completely new, major version.
Like going from Windows 10 to Windows 11 or buying the next major release of some big application.
Precisely. It's often a bigger change, might cost money, and might bring significant new features or changes.
Got it. Update is maintenance. Upgrade is like getting the next model year.
That's a decent analogy, yeah.
Yeah.
So we've covered quite a bit there, the core terms, how they fit into troubleshooting.
Yeah, lots of useful stuff. You mentioned revisiting the dialogue.
Just mentally, really.
Yeah.
Hearing those terms again now, operating system update, hardware issue, checks, software updates, restart router, Wi-Fi adapter, they should hopefully make more sense in that context we discussed.
Right. Having defined them first helps lock it in.
So, wrapping up this deep dive, the goal was really to equip you with a better understanding and vocabulary for dealing with computers.
We hit hardware, software, the OS, Wi-Fi, the fundamentals.
hmm And looked at why things like updates are important, not just for features, but for smooth running and security.
And hopefully armed you with some practical, everyday phrases for when things inevitably go a bit wrong. Being able to explain the problem is often the first step to fixing it.
Couldn't agree more. So, as you go about your digital life, when you think about this, technology keeps changing, obviously. What other areas of computing or maybe online interaction cause you confusion?
Yeah, what tech topics still feel a bit murky or you wish you understood better? Let us know. Perhaps that's where our next deep dive could take us.